Okay.
All right. Good evening, everybody. It's Michael Hayward here. Thanks for coming on board. We've got a treat for you tonight. Rick Ferro. Many of you have seen or worked with Rick before. He did a workshop for us earlier in the year. And actually, we did one about 2 years ago in Jacksonville as well. But Rick is the lead training photographer for Disney, does weddings for Disney. Rick has written several books about photography. How many is it, Rick?
5.
5. And has a wealth of knowledge to share. We're really lucky to have him. I think to have him on a Zoom like this, and someone who's nationally known or internationally known is a real treat. But Rick's going to talk a little bit about family portraiture, and with that, we'll turn it over to you, Rick.
Well, thank you, guys. I know there was at least 6 people, I guess, after the last workshop that I did that stayed in touch with me and actually sent me their images, and they did a good job. And I think we had such a good time. I just loved the whole class. I know we had a good group shot and everything else, but that was really, really fun. For those who didn't come, I was doing more of a glamour kind of a thing where I was using maybe window light with the reflector and just things that just to be a little bit different, just to let you know what's out there. And some of the equipment I used was just, a little bit on the new side, some of the LED stuff, but I think it's good that you'll learn from a little bit of everything, from off-camera flash to LED to a little bit of everything. I know most of you photograph beautiful animals and scenery, and I got to be honest with you, after doing this for, oh God, too many years, 47 years, I really love what you guys do, sometimes more than what I do. I have a good friend, Tony Sweet, is just the Ansel Adams of just his work is just crazy good. And so everybody wishes they could do what everybody else does. So I wish I could build a car. I wish I could build a house. And I wish I could wait for that moment when there's a beautiful bald eagle in a profile position, but I appreciate you guys having me again. I think once this is over, you could get with everybody here and find out. We're trying to come up with another photo shoot. Actually, what I'm going to try to do and show you the next time is maybe adding a family of 4. I want to get into showing you how to make a pecking order work for you. I'm going to show you some lighting things that I do in a couple of minutes. I keep it very simple, but again, the name of the show is creating a great atmosphere. If you don't have that atmosphere, it's just going to be a little bit on the cold side, and you might not get, especially if you're charging for it, you might not get what you want because maybe people were tighter and not loose enough, and you got to have them have fun. And so that is really important. This all goes to the same thing as me doing a wedding, or even me when I was with you guys. Just, everybody got together and had fun. And that's what we do. We have to have fun and create a good atmosphere. So when I talked to Michael about doing this, I said, let me show you how I do my family portraiture and see what they think. And that's where we are right now. So I appreciate you coming. Now I'm going to show you some of the lighting that I use, but I'm not going to talk about where I get it or how much it is, because that's not really important. I just want to show you what I use. But I have in the slide presentation my email address, which is rick@rickferro.com. If after this is done, y'all want to find out where I got my product, my lighting, or how much it is, I have a shot list that I can email everybody. All you got to do is email me, and I'll email it back to you. And I think that'll be the most fair thing. I just don't want to get into, I'm not here to sell anything. So anyway, this is one of the products that I use here. From left to right, it's a beautiful 600 series. I use this for bigger groups. At Disney, sometimes I have 150 or sometimes 500 in a group that I'll use a couple of these. Then this was a 220, the one in the middle. This is great for everything I do, which I'm going to have on our photo shoot when we decide where we're going to have it and when we're going to have it. It's just enough, and you'll see as we go here when I'm photographing people, I'm always off camera flash. Now, I can't see people out there, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that loves available light. Okay, available light is, let's say, for instance, you're going to photograph a dog tomorrow. A dog is going to move on you, especially from the click of the camera sometimes, or even anything that's going to just be, he's going to be nervous about it. So what an off-camera flash does, especially for pets and babies, is it just gives it that little pop, and all of a sudden a dog's ear or whoever will go up, and boy, I'll tell you what, you'll see in another few slides from now, I was working with a little dog named Lucy, and every time I did a fake lighting shot, I just did it fake, he'd light right up and his ears were perfect and I'd get the shots every time. Actually, sometimes I got to worry about the adults. So off-camera flash is what I use. And just not to get too technical, because I'm not sure how many people are using a meter. I do use a meter a lot, but I'm just going to tell you real quick, if you're getting ready to do a family portrait, of course, the first thing you want to do is, of course, find the location that they want. Hopefully the time of the day is going to be what that fits that location. I'm sure that you want the sun behind the subjects, even pets. Okay, you want the rim light, you want God's light behind the subject, and then you pop in just a little bit of light. The way I do it is you almost can't tell that I even used any off-camera flash, which we'll get into in a second. But I think, I know it will improve your photography. You won't be as nervous about shooting that pet, him moving with movement, because the way I'm going to shoot is going to be maybe, whatever the exposure is, but I'm going to shoot fast. So I am going to stop the speed of him doing anything. So it's really foolproof. So those are some of the lights that I use. I still, even with pets and families, of course, I love using modifiers. I always want to be nice and soft for whatever I do. So the one on the left is that's my go-to main umbrella. So I put the light right inside and it goes right through, shines right through that. It's a translucent material. It's really, really cool. And that's my main light go-to for the main. And then on the right-hand side, you can see it's more silvery. I have soft silver and a soft white umbrella. And believe it or not, I use two lights no matter what I do when I'm doing stuff like family portraits and pets and stuff, because I still want a main and I want a fill light just to give it sparkle. You'd be surprised in how the quality of these things come out. So it's really, really cool. And then, of course, I don't know what equipment you all have. Let's assume we're going to be doing this workshop maybe October, I don't know, but when you do come to my workshop, I understand you probably won't have what I have, but what you might want to look at going forward is if you can go to Adorama, whatever, all you need to do is call Adorama or B&H, any one of those places, and tell them what you have. Like if it's a Canon, or if it's Nikon or Sony, whatever, and tell them that you want to buy a small sender, because you're going to need something to go that's going to match your light that you can use off camera. So they'll help you with that. The one I'm using is this one here. It mounts on my camera, and which is really nice. You can see it's got A, B, C, D, and E. I name all my lights, like my main light is A and my fill light is B. And so I can dial everything in from my camera just by hitting the button. I can go too much. I can go just a little bit of light. Everything is controlled from the camera, which is great. So I would look into that. And like it says, when we do this workshop, whenever it is, I can help you with your lights, of course, not a problem at all. I know everybody has the little lights now, but they work because the way I shoot, I don't use that much light. I try to keep it as close to possible as the available light to keep that natural look. So we're going to be in good shape. By the way, as we go here, Michael is going to take a question if you want, and just ask Mike, and then Michael will ask me, and I'll stop real quick and keep going. So
Yeah, Rick and everybody, if you just put them in the chat, we'll get them at the end.
yeah,
Questions. Yeah.
so this is a little bit about what I use. I love Canon. I'm a Canon guy. I have to, unfortunately, when I go to Disney, I have to use Nikon, so I'm forced to go on the dark side. Nobody laughed at that, Michael. Can you hear me?
Yes, we laughed.
Oh, okay, good.
Everybody just muted.
No, I'm getting used to Nikon. I like Nikon a lot better. But I've been using Canon forever, but I love Canon. So this is my go-to lens. When I'm doing families, especially, I use my 70-200 as pretty much everything, because I want to be far away from the couple, and I want that background to go nice and mushy, and I just want it to be about the people. Also, I stay away from the pets, which is good. So all these things come into play. So here's the thing. This is my email address. It's rick@rickferro.com. I know this workshop, this thing that we're doing tonight is not a long time, but at least, like I said, I had at least 6 people on my last workshop that got in touch with me and sent me their samples, and everybody did great. So if you want to know anything about that I didn't answer tonight, just email me. I'm not working at Disney till at least September, so I'm home like everybody else, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. So I made this first slide that I'm going to show you is this couple here, and we have 2 different outfits for them. Lucy came up with a great idea. And not Lucy, I'm sorry, the dog's name is Lucy. What was her first name again? Michael? Can you hear me okay?
Whose name? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, okay. I just want to make sure you can hear me okay.
Yeah,
I
think there's a way for you to make this
It doesn't matter.
slide a little bigger.
The reason they were,
There's kind of a display mode.
it doesn't
Okay.
seem to matter. I've
No, as
not
long as
done
you can
all
hear me.
these things. In fact, I
So
turned it off and rebooted it.
Yeah, you did.
So this couple
Oops.
here that you're going to see, their parents have a beautiful farm. And so this is the look she wanted. There's a couple of different things that they wanted that day. But the dog, Lucy, was not, it took me a while to get her warmed up. They gave me this little clicker, they made noises, and then of course he looked at me, but it was hard for me to do that and do the camera at the same time. So like I said before, when I first started, with flash, if you do a fake 1 or 2 flashes fake and you're working with the pet, they will settle down and start to watch. And you should be okay with pets, but have everything in place. Like you can see here, everything was in place. Before I go into the slide, you can see now, this is really, really important. And again, this is something that I'll be showing you when we're live doing a workshop.
Stuff is all his
But
stuff.
this is about 8:30 in the morning, close to 9 o'clock in the morning, because the sun is behind them. But coming around just a little bit more, as you can see on her face, you can see a little bit of specular light. I'm not a big fan of that, but because she wanted that barn thing in the back, I had to shoot it this way. But what I did was, if you can, hopefully you can see this right on the side of her face on the right side, there's a little specularity of light, which is not what I like. I like it to be no light at all on her face and just backlit sun. So what I did was I moved the main light, which you can see the white one with the translucent, that's my main. I moved it on the same side as that specular light was coming in, so that I opened it up and made it look seamless. That's how I did it. And then the second light, which is the glow black umbrella, is one stop less. Now, I'm not going to get into stops because it's just a little bit too technical, but one is, let's say, for instance, 1 power, the fill is half of the main power, so that you never have anything more than the main, okay? And together, it caused a beautiful, beautiful light. And now I'm going to show you the slide. You can hear me doing this little thing with for the dog. She kept moving her face in back of the dog, and I had to keep telling her, move in front, and then she did it, you see? So that's really one of the things that are important. Parents with they have their pets and stuff and they want to snuggle. Well, guess what? They get behind that pet. You got to be careful of that, because that causes a shadow. You'll never get rid of the shadow. Forget about Photoshop. I'm going to play this one more time. You can see also everything was set up in the back of the camera. See, it's a long, long lens, and the exposure is right on the money. It's 5.6 at 1/25, and everything is nice and soft in the background. So that's basically how I did that early in the morning, not early, but 8:30, quarter to 9, I think it was. Okay. So when you're getting with the families, and by the way, I'm going to have handouts when we do this thing. One will be to how to discuss and find a location, what clothing is not good and what clothing is really, really good. Will there be props and will there be pets? I will have a handout for you guys when we do the next workshop. So you don't have to worry about that. I'll have that all for you. But I'm not sure if you guys want to get into this as a business. I recommend it. And if you feel uncomfortable charging, maybe just charge a little bit for your time, but you're going to be surprised at the end of this, how I show you everything. You can make quite a bit of money on doing family portraits, and especially with pets, and breaking it down. So let's go ahead and keep going with this. So,
Hey, Rick, let me jump in for just a second. Are you able to make your screen any bigger?
let's see.
I think
Hold
there's
on.
a display mode. One of the folks is saying it can see it too.
Edit, insert, slide, format.
Check the view over on the left-hand side. You see where it says view
Okay,
and
view.
zoom?
Enter full screen. That's it. Is that all right?
Yeah, try that.
Wait, there's a little bit more, I guess. Whoa.
Well, that's bigger.
Well,
You
if
see it okay? Is that better?
Well, what the problem is, you have the other two things up, so
Yeah.
you have kind of the thing on the left and the thing on the right. I'm not sure how to
Right.
fix that, but there should be a way, like
To get rid of
enable
it.
the slideshow.
I'm not sure where it is.
Document format.
Is arrangement.
What about the view over on the left? You see it next to the zoom? If you go, and then down a little bit,
View.
see if that will do it. Yeah, so do slide only.
But how am I gonna hit the slides now?
You can just use the arrow key.
The arrow key, where are they?
On your keyboard?
But I can't see it in front of me anymore.
Oh, you can't see it?
I can't see it at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now I can see it. Is that okay?
Yeah, can you go over to the right-hand side, see if maybe you can minimize that in some way? Go where the line is, see if maybe you can slide that across. The line on the left-hand side of the whole side screen, that whole panel.
The light. Oh, this one here? No.
No, on the other side.
This-
Right next to the word title, you see that line, that vertical line? See if that'll maybe slide in and out.
Whereabouts is it? To the right?
To your left a little bit, where the two screens merge, where you've got the
Yeah.
picture, and then see if you can slide that over or anything. I don't know
Yeah,
if
one
it'll
of
do
our
it,
other
but-
folks is suggesting hit the play button.
I got you down at the bottom now. Is that all right?
Oh, hit play up at the upper right, see if that'll work, or upper left.
Okay.
Right
There,
there.
you're
Go
almost-
up.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay, hold on.
you're close.
Hold on.
All right. It takes a village.
Yay. Okay. Hopefully I can,
If you just hit your direction keys, they should go.
Okay. Oh,
There we go. Oh,
I got you. Okay. I got you. Okay. So, all right. So now, yay. All right. Little things make you happy. So now you can, so here's the thing. This was important. And this is just, like I said, just like a family portrait. The thing with this one is to make people happy. They told me about when I was doing this thing, that there was a truck that was given to them by their grandfather, that this was really the most important part. I said, okay, so there's the truck, there's the camera, there's my horizontal shot right in the camera. Everything is in the camera. I like getting it in the camera one time. And so as you can see, I'm going to play this clip and you can see where the lights are. Now I changed because the sun was now working for me perfectly. If you can look in the camera itself, she's got highlight in her hair and no facial sunlight on her face at all, none on his, just the shoulder and the back of his hair. That's how important it is when you're doing this kind of stuff. You got to make it work. Whatever you got to do, you got to do it. So let me just hit this, this here. There's the man on the left and the fill coming around, moving them nice and close. And there's the shot. And that's what they wanted. So you can see how beautiful the expression is. Really, really important when you're doing this kind of stuff. Exposure was 1/25 at f5.6. Believe it or not, even though it was 8:30 in the morning, I believe my ISO was even 200. So you got to watch your ISOs a lot and push your ISOs a lot, which we'll do when we're together again. But that it came out really, really nice. They were really happy. I showed them the images right away and everybody was happy. They got what they wanted. There's the finished image. Specularity is going to kill you. So you don't want any specularity on there. Nose, whatever you got to do. Like I said, get it done because it's not fun. You're never going to match it. Don't worry if there's a little bit more highlight inside. You can see where her high shoulder is. There's a little bit more highlight there, but it's a nice separation of light. Bring in the arms, which we'll do, getting into the body language a little bit more. Make it look so nice and neat. So very fun. This was just a different pose. that I'll have to get into when we get together. I'm going to show you all the different poses that I do. Sometimes they don't want to smile. You still get the shot. We call them the attitude shots nowadays. Some of these kids, they like that attitude look, and that's fine. So, again, and what I did with this one here is because, and we're going to talk about a pecking order in a little bit, but the goal here is to bring him up a little bit higher. Even though she had cowboy boots on, she was pretty tall. And so what I did, as you can see in the camera, is I have his leg up on the bumper. That's where my cutoff point was. I wanted to get him high enough, but I want to get him comfortable enough so that I can reset his hands, give a nice direction of hands. And then all she had to do was I had her lean out first and then slightly lean in. And that brought her down a little bit. You're going to probably hear this tip, but the tip is for putting heads together is lips to eyes. Her lips is close to her eyes are close to his lips. If you draw an imaginary line, you can see his lips going to her eyes, or vice versa if you're doing the opposite way. So lips to eyes is one of those key tips that I tell people when I'm showing them how to do posing. Lips to eyes. I think I see Joe. Hi, Joe. So let me see if this is okay. This is another clip. And now you can see the mane and the fill. You see, of course, I'm doing full length too, but the shot that she really wanted was that 3/4 shot, and it's horizontal. You can see the horse just coming in the background. There was only one horse on the whole farm. I really wanted horses. I love horses, but I had to settle for what I had. And there's the finished image. Okay. So any questions on that? No? Okay. Okay, so now what we finished doing was the session that I talked to them over the phone about the clothing and stuff. And then, believe it or not, they said, hey, is it possible if we have some Christmas for Christmas? I went, wow, perfect. So they actually went out, they got the clothes. She got all the clothes, of course. The girl does everything. Guys just show up, you know that. But she went ahead and did the little wreath thing, and the lighting's never changed. The lighting, if anything, was coming around now. We're probably about 9:45. The lighting is spectacular. Just lighting her face and just letting them have fun. I believe in telling you the rules, and I believe in breaking the rules, because the one on the left is exactly what I just told you. I said, remember, lips to eyes, his lips to her eyes, you see? So that means that they're not going to be equally the same height when you look at the picture. There's nothing worse than looking at 4 people exactly across with no up and down kind of thing. So that one's on the money. But you know what? At the next one on the right hand side, they're just having so much fun. I'm having them squeeze. I'm having them look at each other. I'm having them kissing. So you know what? Break the rules and get stuff like this. You know,
Yeah.
the session's going to take my sessions take about 45 minutes to maybe an hour. So you want to get as much as you can. Little Lucy here is doing a great job. She's looking beautiful hair light for her. So altogether, it was really, really sweet. And like I said, they already have their Christmas card for this year. So think out of the box. You know, if you're going to do something, if you're not charging a lot, which is fine, then do a little bit more. And then maybe they might want to buy something for Christmas. You never know. Or Halloween, you know. Now, once you go back, let me just tell you, once you get your couples shot, then what you want to do now is go back. Now, if they had kids, I'd have the bride or the girl with their daughters. I'd have him with their sons. or her with the dog, or, him with the dog. So you want to create as many different shots as you can. And there you go, because they're going to want to buy all of these pictures, all of them. So again, how easy is that? Just have fun. The dog's better with, I think, him better. But, you want to create that atmosphere and get as much as you can if you're going to start charging for family portraits. And I recommend it. And then, of course, my last one, again, it's just the lighting is exquisite. Notice on his face and notice on her face that you really don't know I'm even doing flash on any of these pictures. The lighting is so soft. It's just giving a little bit of a kiss. And the only way you can see if I was actually using flash is by zooming way, way into the eyes. And then you would see the two umbrellas. But we're not going to do that. Body language, what's your body language? This is one of the things that we're going to talk about in a second too, about blocking. If we have a lady that's a little bit overweight a little bit, or the guy is a little bit overweight, they're going to tell you right away, I'm sure, and you want to do blocking. So if the gentleman in this picture here was the overweight one, I put her in front, used her arm, put the hand inside the pocket and create a nice little pocket of blocking and made him look a lot thinner. Okay, so that's how you do it. It's all blocking. This one here is done. I did this. I didn't know where I was really going to go because these are my neighbors next door, and he's not into pictures at all, ever. And so when I told him, I says, I wanted to do a family portrait, she talked him into it. So I really didn't know what they were going to wear and where they wanted to go. I said, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do something with jeans? You guys pick it. And then I said to her, if you can, maybe keep the clothing as same as possible. At Disney, sometimes we're doing family portraits at Disney, and looking at this picture that you're looking at right now, what's the worst thing that can happen? The little kid comes in and he's got one of those, a little Mickey shirt or a different color, or, it just totally messes everything up. So if you're doing a family portrait, the more coordinated you are with the clothing, the bigger the sale will be. So we're driving, my wife was with me. We're driving up near, what was it? Not Argyle. I forget where it was, but I found this little patch of light. In fact, it was so covered with trees in the background. It was kind of a not so bright day, but it was just enough. And so I didn't have that specular light coming through that I like with the sun. But, it worked because, again, we have to do what we got to do. So this is really without the sun, maybe a little overcast. But what I was trying to tell you before is notice that I'm keeping the heads in different positions. I'm building triangles. So you want to build a triangle. Now, she's a little bit too close to him as far as not having a triangle, but she's very short. But it worked out good. I love the hand holding of hands. Keep that together. Where the little boy's holding her hand, and like I said, leaning in, finding different little pockets, and just having a good time. And they really, really loved it. He ended up loving everything, especially that he wanted the pictures done. So once I get those done, again, break it up, and then go ahead and do him with his child and her. And then I can't believe I got this done, but this is the same guy that did not want pictures. There he is, Mr. GQ. And I had him pose. I got the hand the way I wanted it. And she ended up being a big ham in the pictures. And we just had a great time. And so just simple, beautiful woods, or, find little spots. If you're out there, what I would recommend, if you find a place that's near your house, is the most important thing to really look at is to look at a location at 9 a.m. and at 4 a.m. to see where the sun is, as we go here, because everything's going to change in October. It's going to change in November. But do your homework, and then all you got to do is worry about posing and getting the couple to come. And then, of course, I always finish. You remember, these are the people. This is the guy that didn't want his picture taken. Just have shots like this. I'll always make jokes a lot when I'm doing portraits. I said something, I think when he kissed, I says, give her a little kiss. And as soon as he started to kiss, I says, okay, you need to stop, your kids looking, whatever, or, you should have had me do the wedding, stuff like that, make jokes. And they start laughing. So I made a whole series of pictures. I think I probably shot about 70 pictures. And they were just happy. I think I got them I think I got them to do it again once Christmas is coming. So I talked them into it. Okay. Let me see what this is here. Hold on. Okay. So now, want to change it up a little bit. I told Michael, we discussed it, that hopefully when I come again to St. Augustine, I'd like to incorporate indoor photography and outdoor photography, showing you how to use the different lights that you want to use that you own, and make it all work for you. So this is at a house, their house. This is her favorite thing was the fireplace. And here's a good example. You can see the portrait behind her, that big white portrait thing. I would have never had that in this picture, but that is important to them because the house that they're in right now was up for sale. They had to leave. So that thing that's in the background is the original picture of the house. So that means a lot to her, and that we had to keep it in. I would have took it out. Now, he's a handsome guy, not a heavy set guy. He's just a big guy. And she is definitely not heavy set, which is okay. But I wanted to show blocking again by cutting her body in half. And she's very thin, but you can see how you cut. So what you do is you got the hand and you mount the hand inside the pocket, never the thumb out. And him slightly leaning a little bit into her to break that plane, and then she did the rest. She made him look good. But that's a good way of blocking. And there's the finished picture. So, we want to make our clients look great and happy. And now, again, the opposite way. So making him block, excuse me, blocking him now took half the weight off. Okay. Make sure his tie is nice and neat. And then for her, we have a tendency sometimes of letting the arms and the hands go down flat, and that's a no-no. So what you want to do is you just bring her hand up slightly, a little bit underneath the thumb, and that will lift up her arms to give it a little bit more of an S shape. And that also comes into play for blocking. So that really came out really, really nice. And she was really, really happy. Okay. And then, I want to show you, when you're doing sitting pictures, I don't let them ever sit until I show them how to sit. I know it sounds crazy, but they get a kick out of it. But this is what's important. You need to show them how to sit. And of course, I can't show you now because we're showing pictures, but all of this will help you, I think, for the next time we come. But you can see now he's sitting down, one leg over, 1 foot over, making sure the hands are in a decent area and looking good. For her, the same thing, just rolling the leg over, hand placement. I do it 2 different ways, turning her head into the high side of the camera and into the light. All these different things I'll show you how to do on the next workshop. And then, of course, just another little thing. Now, the other thing I don't care for, and I wanted to put this in, is we used to call them baloney fingers. Nothing worse than showing the fingers, I believe, in my opinion, showing the fingers on the left, on his shoulder. It's, to me, it just doesn't look good. She did it right away. I took the picture anyway. But I like that because I can show you, look at the difference between that picture on the left and then on the right. It's much more contoured. Everything is nice. He looks powerful and strong. She's got the one hand, and her hand, the other hand is actually behind his back, as you can see. Well, you can't see it, but it's behind his back that it holds her up. I did the best I could with getting her a little bit higher than him. Lips to eyes, but you can't get it always perfect, but at least it's not straight across. So that's really, really important. So my email address is rick@rickferro.com. I'm not sure if I did pick up a lot of friends the last time I was there, but I have on my Facebook page, you might not be able to get on because, believe it or not, Facebook shuts you off at 5,000. So what I did was, that's okay, because if you go to the Rick Ferro Photography Facebook page, all you got to do is scroll down and see all kinds of stuff that I've done, whether it's family portraits or wedding stuff, or even some of my scenic stuff, which I'm not that good at, but I'm getting better. All you got to do really is just like it, and you're part of that whole thing. I'm everything that I shot with you guys, including that group shot that we did. I think there was 28 or 29 of us. We had a big day. But it's still on my site, and everything I shot when I was doing window light and everything else is still on the site. So all you got to do is really just like it, and you're part of the whole thing here. So, Michael, is there any more questions?
Yeah, Rick, there's a couple. So,
Oh, good. Do you want me to go back to? Well, let's find out what the question is. Maybe I can scroll back.
So I asked, what is specularity? And a couple of people answered that, but I
Okay.
think your answer as well.
Okay. Let me just go to, okay. So what specularity is, let's assume that there was, let me go to the actual shot. It might be able to, okay, let's see. Yeah, but see, there's no specularity because I want, okay, what specularity is, let's say the sun, we know the sun has to be behind the subjects before before you get to take the pictures. So that's number one, get your location first. And number two, get that sun behind the subject. So let's say, for instance, the sun was not, it was over here that morning. Let's say, for instance, it's over here where I couldn't help it because of something that she wanted in the background. That sun's going to come over and it's going to cause sunlight right here. And most of the time, it'll cause some right on the nose. That's sun specularity. It's really difficult to get rid of that in Photoshop. And you got specularity on a face, you're going to have a problem. That's what specularity is. So this has got a lot of specularity in, but that's the sun doing its thing. You can control that a little bit more. But once it leaves and comes into here, big trouble. So watch the face. There should be no sun on the face.
Okay. Another question, Rick, it says, do you do the thumb out for women when they have pants on?
Believe it or not, I'm not a fan of the thumb out, but a woman can do anything and never, for me, they don't break the rules. I don't have one of her. I don't think I have her doing that, but yeah, the women look good on anything they do as far as.
Yeah, there's right there, her thumb is out.
Yeah. In other words, the thumb out, the thumb in. I personally, honestly, I like the thumb in, but again, with the woman, she's going to look good no matter what she does. I think I actually did another shot too, and I had her do both hands in the jeans pocket. I think that was another shot that I did. But the guy just doesn't look good. It just looks, it just doesn't look good to me. and I was taught that way. I mean, look at how nice. Let's just back up a little bit. Let's say, for instance, this was a groom with the tuxedo on, with the white shirt, with the black tuxedo. I'll go right over to him before I take the picture, and look at how perfect that red is. That red sleeve is coming out about maybe a half an inch or whatever it is. From look at how nice and neat it looks. That's what I'm saying. So the thumb is going to take it away and make it and destroy that picture as far as the hands go. That's just my opinion.
Rick, what do you do is there anything that you say to the folks to get them relaxed?
Yeah, I'll make jokes. Um I when I shake their hands, she's got a ring on. I'll look at the ring and I'll look at him. I'll say, boy, you did good. I make different things like that. It's so if I'm very hands-on. And so I'll have most of the time it's the guy that will not kind of move his head the way I want him to. I am so hands-on. I go right up to their temple with two hands on each side and pull them a little bit. And I'll make a joke like, don't worry, I used to be a chiropractor. I mean, that's what I do. I do stuff like that, but you know what? It comes out. I mean, we had your daughter at that workshop and, I think I told her maybe one or two times to do something and she just did it. I never even had to touch her temple at all. So they get used to you. And the other part is once they start to feel comfortable about me even doing that to them, the next thing you do is show them the picture. And that's called chimping, where you show them the picture. Chimping is an old joke now. Chimping means when they look at the picture, they go, ooh, 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 like a monkey. So that gets them excited too. And they know what the picture is going to already look like. You already shot it. So all of these things come into play. Personality is 65% of you guys shooting people. The rest of it is taking the picture. So keep that in mind.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's all about personality, how to make them comfortable, and how to shoot fast, and how to build a pecking order, and working with kids that don't want their picture. Oh my gosh. What to do first. Do we do the family? Do we break it up? You do the big one first. I have a whole shot list. You do the biggest group first, and then you break it down. But get the kids done, get the pets done, get the money shots done right away.
Great. Any other questions for Rick?
By the way, I'm looking at the screen here and I see Joe down there. Do you see look at the lens he's got? I think he shoots people on the moon from here. That lens, Joe, you're making too much money.
Rick,
Yes.
Tam here. You use your 70 to 200 millimeter focal length. What focal length do you usually try to stay at? 70, 85, 100?
Yeah, it's 85 or 100. Yeah, I like to keep it long.
Okay, about
85, 100 is really nice.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. I wish I could shoot a whole wedding with the 7200. I just love it. It's just the best lens ever. I just love it. I'm sure you guys, that's probably what you're looking. That's probably the go-to for what you guys do too, with some of the beautiful, with the seagulls and stuff that you guys shoot. Oh my gosh, it's like magic.
All right. Well, I think you got us ready to go out and shoot, Rick. That's everything.
Yes. Here's another thing too. If anybody, like, you got my email address, I think what would be good, because we don't know what the date's going to be yet. So that's good. But if you guys are going to be coming to it, send me a wish list of what you want to see. It's going to be a family. It's probably going to be a family of 4. I will break it down. We'll have maybe 2 different outfits, maybe 3. We'll bring in hopefully a pet. So we want to make sure we get everything we get. And this would be good for you guys to, go forward and play with before even Christmas comes. And, if you're not used to it, I think it might be something that you might enjoy. Like I said, so send me your wish list and then let me know what you'd like for me to do there. It's pretty much going to be a full day, I'm sure, or whatever, and we'll have fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Rick. That was terrific.
My
Thanks
pleasure.
everybody for signing on. We'll see you the third Thursday for our in-person meeting. We've got one of our own is going to present to us on some of his adventures in the Peace Corps. Some pretty interesting photos, I think. We'll see you there. Kay's going to send out an announcement, but I think we'll bring back masks for that meeting, make everybody comfortable, and look forward to seeing everybody. Some of you have seen this, but there's a field trip coming up here on Thursday morning. So we're starting off at the old schoolhouse, make our way down St. George Street. The topic, if you didn't know it already, for the next Guy Harvey exhibit is St. Augustine in black and white. So it's an opportunity for you to capture some of those images in black and white and submit.
Cool.
All right. All right. With that, we'll sign off. Thanks again, Rick.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye, Alina.